Welcome back to another episode of The Road to 2200. It looks like I am 1994. My opponent is 1907. We're creeping back up to 2000, which would be nice. I was there for a long time before I started trying to record all these rapid games. Let's see what we can do. Okay, just kind of playing a standard QGD. Actually gonna clean my glasses. They seem a little dirty. Okay. So this is something I need to figure out. I was thinking that I wanted to start going here first, but if they take and I take and they take, this pin is here. I'm not sure how I'm dealing with it. I think I have to go here first. And then it's before I go here. I'm going to have to look up after this game how this works. So I was thinking I went here before I moved the bishop. Alright, so they move the pawn. I will go here. Back up the bishop. I assume they'll develop the knight. You don't really want to develop the bishop yet, because then I can take and you lose the tempo. Okay, so now we are just right in the thick of QGD theory. They're gonna move the bishop. I will castle, and then I'll play c5. And we've got lots of pieces hitting it. Oh, they're taking. So that is unusual. Most people don't do it. It's one of the reasons why I put this knight here first. I really want to be able to take with the knight here and leave the rest of this as is. Okay, so now I have this idea where I can take. So, in my studies of this opening, I know that in the normal version, I don't actually want to take here. But they've changed it by taking here. So now my theoretical knowledge is mixing with what am I seeing over the board, and I have to figure this out. So if I were to take and gain a tempo, what do I do from there? I think the first thing is I want to castle regardless first. So that's a move I want to make, so let's do that first. This isn't going anywhere. And if they take, it's fine. I would be totally fine with them taking. They're not going to take. So I don't have to worry about them taking. I guess what I do need to worry about is what if they push. But I don't think that works that great. Yep. I've got a smoothie for this recording. Dripped water all over myself. It was great. Alright, so they did take. I'm taking with the pawn. I can back up here. We're in a Carlsbad. I feel very comfortable in Carlsbads, but I am usually on the other side of the Carlsbad. This side I'm not as good with. In fact, I'm not really sure what to do. I mean, I know I want to make this move, so since I know I want to make that move, I'll do it. The question is the bishop going here? Is the bishop going to say to e6? I actually don't really know how to proceed on this side of the Carlsbad. I mean, clearly we have everything pointing at the king. And so that, gives us some indication that probably the king side is where we are operating. But I'm not really sure how to arrange my pieces. The e4 square is a square I'd like to be able to jump into that I currently cannot. It's guarded too well. I could put a rook here and slowly sort of do it that way. They've basically said your bishop is not going here, which, okay. I mean, I wouldn't have minded if my bishop ended up there. Yeah, I'm really at a loss of where I want my pieces here. I can see plenty of fine moves, but I don't just want to make moves. I would like to put my pieces on the squares that I want them. An interesting idea is here to pressure this, but I don't think that's a good plan. That just kind of leads them into their typical minority attack. I could go rook e8, sort of prepping for this idea. So the moves I'm looking at are here, here, here. Those are the 3 moves. I think just developing the bishop is probably best. I mean, it doesn't have many squares to choose from. So I'm just going to go here. Like, this doesn't look that promising. Can't go here, can't go here. Coming out this way doesn't look great. So this seems like it's not what I want to do, but it's out of the way now. And I can now get closer to connecting the rooks. I guess in some ways I'm trying to figure out what is my opponent doing also. I mean, is there a world where I just play like g5, g4? Maybe. I kind of want to see what my opponent has up their sleeve. I mean, I suppose they could push e4. I take, they take, we would just trade pawns there. That would probably help them a bit. They could jump their knight into here. That seems like a very reasonable idea for them. A really good square in the structure for this knight is actually d6. To be able to jump in and control both of these squares. I don't know that I want to commit to that move just yet. I think what I would rather do is go here. Okay, so I guess if I go here, F4 is coming. I didn't really think about this, but if F4 comes, maybe I'm happy with that. I don't know. Everything looks pretty airy around their king. Maybe I can then slide the bishop into here. Yeah, since they played h3, I think I want to go here and try to provoke f4. I mean, maybe they're like, what are you talking about? I have all my pieces aiming at your king. Yeah, I think I like this idea. I don't know what the follow-ups are. And I don't think what I want to do is take. And then they take, and then... Okay, that's kind of surprising. Okay, I'll take here. And now I'm not really sure what we're doing. Maybe now... Okay, they're going to put the queen here, try to threaten some mate stuff. I was thinking about going here anyway. I don't know what to do. I mean, look at their king. It's completely vacated. What if I just go take, takes. I guess I can't check here. The queen can come back to that. I was going to say, what if I wait till they go here? But then that's a little late. What about here? Can they just... Is that really bad for me? I guess not. I could just play there. Yeah, takes here. Oh, okay. And then maybe I can threaten with this. So maybe this is the idea. Maybe I go here first. Lure the queen away. I play this. And then this, I think, wins. If they let that work out that way. If I go here first. Takes. Queen can't come back to guard is the thing. Yeah, this might be winning actually. I need to calculate this very carefully. So takes. I guess the problem is if my idea is to win with this move, they can play f5. And then that will very much inhibit. I won't be able to win with that move then. Okay. Yeah, so that's the issue. So sacking now is probably a bad plan. What I could potentially do is go here first. Queen here, here, and then depending on what they do, maybe then here, here, here. But I guess f5 is still annoying. But at that point, at a minimum, I have a draw with just these checks. But I don't really want to steer for a draw here. I do think this is a reasonable square anyway. The question is, what am I doing after this? And I think this is good. And in fact, I think they might weaken themselves in trying to attack this, which would let me really maybe be able to attack over here. Like, I could see them doing something wild after, like, this, and then, like, this idea. Like, I'm going to break everything open. Okay, so I'm going here. This already is a pretty decent move. It won't actually win anything. Unless... Yeah, I mean, they'd have to move their queen to a really terrible square. Yeah, so... but keeping in mind that, like, this actually attacks the bishop. But they can back it up easily. So maybe I can figure something out where I can prevent that. But right here, if my opponent's not careful, I feel like they could get in some trouble here. This sack is kind of in the air. Especially if they do something like g4 and decide that it's time to push. I think that would be a big mistake. In fact, could I just go takes, check? Yeah, that would actually lose on the spot. If they took the bishop. Because it'd be here, check, takes, queen, check, king moves over, queen check, king moves over, mate. They don't have time to play f4. I don't think they're going to do something that absurd, but I'm just saying it feels like with that last move that they probably should now realize, like, oh, I moved everything over here for this big king side attack, and now I have nothing, and I have nothing on the king side. Like, a reasonable move here might just be like, move this bishop back, come back, maybe even better, move this knight back around. And they may do that just to do their own attack, not even for defense. So if they do, let's say they move the knight here. Okay. A5. Very interesting. Very, very interesting. This they can't do. I would just take. F5 actually messes me up, which is unfortunate. I'm wondering if I should go here. And then this is protected. And maybe I can slide the rooks in this way. If I could get the rooks involved, I would just be in business. I guess the problem is if I go here, I would like to be able to push this pawn. But I don't want to have to go here and trade pieces. I don't really want to do that. Maybe the answer is bishop goes here and here. And then here. But the problem is they might go here. No, they can't go there, right? They would know that would be a ridiculous move. Here, here, here. Yeah, that would lose. So yeah, I think I'm going to go here, here, here. I guess the problem is maybe this is their idea. But this would stop it, right? Now they can't go here. So, okay, we're going to go here. Bishop e7. Clearly they're not going to sack with the queen. That would be outrageous. Now if they push here, then I'm very happy, I think. I will just take if they take, I would take, they take, I take, and they're much worse. And then if they try to go here, I've got that covered. Maybe they go... No, they can't do that. Sorry, if they go here. If they go rook f3, I can go bishop h4, and then perhaps they'll go g3. And I think I'm okay with that. At that point... I was just looking at maybe this, but I think I'm just back up and just be like, okay, pawn storm me, I guess. Oh, what is this? What is happening? If they go here, I'm fully happy with that. I think the point is they want to be able to play f5. I think I can take here. And then if they take with the knight, I'm here with the pin. They can go here, hitting my queen, but I would take them. And then they're still struggling. So I think I do take here. I don't think they want to take with the queen. It's very forcing in a negative way for them. No, that doesn't work. Yeah, I like this idea of now they're stuck. One more time. What if they go here? A couple things I could do, but if I just... Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah, that works really well. So if they go here and I take, they can't actually take back. They would lose a piece. So I think this is quite strong. I think now they have to move the queen, costing them a little time. After they move the queen, maybe I'm here. D5, hitting this a second time. Oh, and if they don't move the queen to the right spot, this would be check also. So there's kind of a lot happening here. There's also this. Check with the fork. So I have to really keep an eye on that. Like, it's not an issue currently, but I do need to keep watch of it. I think they're going queen e3. That's my prediction. Queen e3 looks to be sort of the only move that holds everything. I think their plan was to go knight c5, and they're realizing that does not work. I mean, I guess they don't need to move anything. Right. They could just be like, no, I'm good. I don't need to move a thing. Yeah, I didn't really think about that. That's actually pretty good. But their king is getting weaker and weaker. So now I could go here, takes, queen check. The problem is now they can block with the knight. And I never was able to get my rooks involved. But what if I go takes, push this guy? They're going to go there, I think. Oh boy, how to do this. I feel like I'm close to losing and close to having something pretty good. Okay, if I go here and they push, takes, I still feel like I'm doing okay. One time here, takes. And if I go takes, what am I doing next? What about f5? They take, I take, they take, I take. I would actually be up there. f5, there, f5. If they don't do anything, I can just take. Yeah, I like this a lot, actually. Okay. I don't know if this is going to work out quite how I'm looking at. Oh, in fact, it doesn't. I think I was missing the bishop back here. Was I? If I go takes. No. Right. Here. Takes. Yeah, they can't even really take with the queen anyway. That would be kind of catastrophic. So we're going to do this. We go here. Now my king is weak. Ooh, I missed this idea. Is that a problem? We're going to find out. I don't think so, because I think I would move my king to h7. And what I'm really trying to do is open up this g file for my pieces. So if they just move the queen back, like here, to continue guarding this, then I have takes, check. If they go, I guess they could go there, continuing to guard this. Then if we go takes, check. They're still not able to come back to that, though. That's the problem. So they kind of would have to go here if they want to hold this spot, which gives up that check. So it kind of feels like things are falling apart finally for them. I don't know if they're completely falling apart or just partially. Like, losing just this one pawn isn't that disastrous for them. Maybe their best idea is to just take. Let's play g takes f5. I take g takes f5. Then they could go back to g2 with the queen in check. Okay, so there's that idea. I think I like that. I think I want to go here. Takes. Yeah, that seems good. What if they go here? That is the problem. Because then when I take, I can't. I'll be on the wrong file. So I go here, they go there. Oh, then the queen drops. So that's not an issue at all. Okay, so I'm going to go here. Their queen is in danger. So they have to do something. I suppose they could go there, right? It's not the end of the world. They're threatening stuff. I guess I would check, though. And then, I don't know. That doesn't seem good. I think it's actually quite bad. Because I would go here, check. If they were here. Then I could go here, check. They would have to take. I would take. I'm up a pawn. It is like a loose-ish pawn. Well, a loose pawn. So maybe it's not the best pawn. But this pawn would also be... No, that pawn would be gone. I would have it. This pawn would... Dope. Wow, yeah, if I go here, check, I'm also hitting this pawn. Okay, this does feel like kind of a big moment for my opponent. Like, what direction do they want to go? They could also play queen e4 here and try to get another check. I don't think that's good because I think bishop f6 would be quite good there. Okay. This is really tempting. It's really tempting to play this move to try to win the queen. So let's figure out, like, what if they play well? What if they don't screw up and give me the queen? Well, the thing is, I'm still able to get this free check. So I go here, they take, I win the queen. So I go here. Where can the queen even go? That's good. I don't think there is a spot. I think this actually is a really good move. Here. Yeah. I like this move. There's one. No, I guess it's not. I was thinking this could be a problem of going here and then getting pinned to the queen. But because it's coming with check, then I can just immediately resolve it and come back here. And now my bishop is slicing down a very scary looking diagonal for my opponent. My king is at least momentarily looking safe. One thing to keep in mind, this square is not available. I was thinking it was. So that is a very critical piece of this puzzle that I have to bear in mind as I'm making decisions. That bishop is doing really good work where it is. Now, there's a chance I win the queen here, but I don't think so. They're taking a long time. I think they're trying to figure out where to put the queen. And depending on where they put the queen, maybe I'd take with my queen. Like if we just traded queens here. Ah, that is one way to do it. Okay. Get the pin already going. That's a good response. I did not consider that. Oh, takes. Okay. Seems strong. I could go here though. We still have this. The problem is now, let's say they move their queen. I take, it's check. Now I can't just immediately move. So if they move their queen to say here, then I can't actually take very well. No, I still can't. We'll trade some pieces. Again, I think I'm okay with that. I'm also looking at this idea. Wait, if I go here, they move their queen here, and I take, and they move the king. Okay, right. I can move my queen out of the way, and we're still fine. Okay, so let's do this. Let's get a rook involved in the game. We have no rooks in the game yet. This seems reasonable to me. And now we're threatening to win a piece. So they have to move the queen. If they move the queen here, I think this is the right move. Just trade off a bunch of stuff and be up a pawn. If they go here or here, I think the answer is to take with check and then immediately move the queen. Probably to here. And then if they come back and double behind it, that is a little scary, but it's not because the bishop can go back here guarding the rook for a second time. So it looks like everything holds pretty well. Okay. Random unimportant messages. Boy, that's why I like tournaments. Turn off the phone. No one expects you to check it. You're just out. You're just out of commission. If someone's mad at you afterwards, you say, hey, I was in a chess tournament. I'll just tell you. Much harder for me to pull that off in the middle of the day on a random Thursday. All right, my opponent's really going into the tank here, which is interesting. It does feel like kind of a big moment, so that's probably a good plan. And they've got a lot of choices is the other thing. Where do they want this queen? Like they just made a really good move to sort of save the position, but I put another threat, and now what? Can they go here? I don't think so. I think this would win. Can they go, say, here and put pressure on? Where should they move the queen if they're going to move the queen? Like moving the queen here seems kind of good for this stuff, but I think I would just take, force the queens off, be pretty happy with my position. I would not be trading the queens off if this bishop wasn't holding this diagonal, because that would be very close to mate if I could go like here, and just check. All these squares are gone. They can only hide there. Wow. Totally unexpected move, but not an unreasonable move. It's going to make the position very messy. I guess this is probably my best idea. And then if they take, I can't even take. Huh. Yeah, I can't take back. Wow, interesting. That was a good move. My opponent's making a lot of good moves here. Every time I think I've got them, they're like, nope, I got another good one up my sleeve. Okay. What if I take here? And then they take. I think I want to take here now. I probably should have taken here before I even did all this. I just thought I found some cute ideas. I don't think they worked. Okay, I'm going to go here. If they take, I think I can just take this way, and I'm good. Not great, but I'm okay. I guess they have this follow-up, which is annoying. But then maybe I go here, force the queens off. I don't know. Maybe I might go here, actually. I like the idea of after here I get this check. This is actually covered by the queen. I probably should have just done this originally. Let's see, going back before I saw the cute move. What if I had just taken? And then they take, and I take, and it's check, and like I win. What? Why did I really just went down a rabbit hole of like, ooh, oh, look at that. I don't know. That was a poor decision by me. It's very unfortunate. Because now I don't know if I can do this plan. If they go here, I don't think I can just drop back to c8. I think I have to take this pawn. And then they take, and I lost whatever advantage I was supposed to have in this position. Yeah, I really mucked it up. That's unfortunate. So if I take here, and they take here, I can still... Yeah, I don't know what to do here. I guess I could go... Nope, never mind. I was thinking I could trade the queen for 2 rooks, but that does not work. Yeah, I think I blew it. I think I blew my chance here. Now we just got to play chess and hope we can make something work out. If they go here, I'll be pretty happy. Then I can actually go back and do the plan I should have done originally. If they take here, that also is pretty good, because now I can threaten this. If they just take here, then I'm kind of like, well, I don't know what to do now. I'm considering here, perhaps. I don't know exactly what that does. Perhaps it allows me to infiltrate this way. But that's a lot of maybes and perhapses rather than actual will work. I guess they do have a problem if they move that queen off the diagonal. It's not good for them. Because then I do have this check. And with this queen here, that looks pretty scary. I don't know if it's mate scary, but yeah, it may end up being there. So I'm going to assume they're going to take. I'm going to go here. Get the last rook involved. Where are they going to go with the queen? Interesting, they could put the queen here right now. I don't know if that's a good idea. I don't think so. I think I would take, I win the pawn. Oh, that's a surprising move to give up that pawn entirely forever. Man, I don't think that's a good move. I think I can go takes, check. Is there a way to get this in? Somehow, some way. It just almost has to be right to take there. It's hard to imagine that that's wrong. And I'm very low on time, so I'm going to do it. And then I think I'm going to follow up with this to get this rook in, eyeing this square. This queen can check here. This bishop can potentially go here. Maybe go here if this stuff happens. I'm just surprised they gave up that pawn like that when they could have taken and kind of held things together a little. This seemed to just really, really make the king naked, which is a bold plan. Okay. Taking that way. Maybe that's the best way. Maybe they saw something I didn't, that I could have actually won that queen and I just messed it up somehow. I can win this pawn also. Which maybe I should do. I'm tempted to take this rook. But I don't. I think I'm going to go here actually. And I think I want the rook to be able to infiltrate. This bishop has really been a nuisance this game. Yeah, I think it's time to get this rook involved. And if they take here, then I take back. I think I'm still happy with that. Also need to reorganize my queen. Because this king needs to be mated. That king is begging to be mated. Just begging. And if they push this pawn, I think that's a big error. I think at that point I get to check. The king has to go there. I think things get bad. Okay. So I don't mind this idea. We've got this square, so they're going to have to do something about that. That doesn't seem like an unreasonable move. I think I'm eyeing perhaps this move to go here or here. Opponent is like, if I think I'm in time trouble, my opponent is really in time trouble. I just can't imagine they don't play that. And if they do, oh right, if I go there, I'm threatening that too. Wow. Okay, I wasn't expecting that. That's actually probably quite a good move. Because now it lets them infiltrate here if I don't handle it. Yeah, I will. Yeah, and there are no checks available because of where this king is. That's a crafty move. I like it. I think I'm going here. No, because then they come in here. Wow, that was a good move. I feel forced to take, which I don't like. I still do want to cover that square. So I'm going to go here. I'm covering this square, this square. I've got an infiltration square there. At this point, I would just like to actually go here and trade queens. I think that would be best for me. It is opposite colored bishops, and it would give them this passer. So maybe that's actually not good. But if I could trade the queens off, I think I would feel much better. Maybe even going here. Okay. So allowing me to trade the queens, also allowing me to check here. Yeah, this one seems like a good check. If nothing else, I've got a second pawn now. And now when I force the queens off, it's going to be even better. Like right here. Yeah, this feels like a good force the queens off. It's opposite colored bishops, but I have 2 extra pawns. They're on opposite sides of the board. We'll see. It just seems like this should work out. Oops, I can't do that. So we'll go here. So I'm going to try to make this one a passer, make the other one a passer, and say, can you defend both passers on both sides of the board at the same time? That's hard to do. That is hard to do. So we'll go here. Oh, if he pushes there, that's kind of annoying. Okay, he did not. I like it. So now I can make my first passer. Ooh, unless I go here. I didn't even think about that. That would actually probably be good. It would give them something to play for. Whereas right now it kind of feels like they don't have much they're playing for. They're just praying for some draw situation. I'm going to go here and probably here and then make a passer on the other side. And in fact, I can probably shoulder the king out pretty well with my king. Okay, that's okay. I will go here. Now they can't play here. Then I'll go there. And then I'll go here. Okay. And then they're going to go there. And will I be able to do this? I don't know. It looks like probably not. Probably we're going to see exactly why opposite colored bishops are so drawish. That is my guess. Got an idea though. I'm going to go here with my king and do that. And that is not going to work, is it? Takes. Does that work? Wait. There. Yeah, no, that would work. So I have to go like this. And we'll see what they do. So I can go here. Oh, I can go there. Guess that's probably where I want to go. Okay, I'll do this. Yeah, I think if I go here, it's okay. Not really. Depends what they do. The faster way would be... Oh, now I can't do that. I guess I could go here. This, if they let me, would be great. But they can just zip up to here and stop this pawn from pushing. Yeah. So that's the right way to do that. And then I have to go here. Right? Does that not work? Right. Here. Moves. Here. Takes. Ah, my poor brain. Here. Back. Here. Takes. Here. Yes, that does not work. In order for this to work, they're going to have to make a mistake, is what I'm realizing. Wait. Here. Then I could go here. No. Here, there. It doesn't work. They have to make a mistake. So we'll see if they do. Yeah, there's also that. I'm going to try this. We'll see if they move the bishop out. No, they're just going to shuttle with the king. If they shuttle with the king, then I got this plan. No, it's a draw. Shoot. I don't think my plan worked, but let's take a look at what my plan was. My plan was, let's say I executed it before we started doing all the draw stuff. Here. If I go here, they kind of have to go there. And then I go here with the threat of going there if they move the king away. So then if they go here, I could do this. I was worried that they could do this then, but I guess I would immediately just jump on that. And then this would win. So maybe this is not a draw. Let's see. Okay, king, my move. Yeah, I'm winning here. Okay, so I just messed this up. Well, it says I'm up 6, but all the moves are just bishop moves. Okay, let's say here. Comes back. Here. I mean, the engine is having a hard time making progress. It's like, you're crushing them, but also, let's repeat moves. Okay, I don't know. Yeah, that's challenging. So table base, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, we're at 8. 2, 3, 4. So the table base can't help us either. Engine says I'm winning, but I don't know. We'll come back to that, I guess. Let's take a look at this game. All right. Standard, Queen's Gambit, declined. Question is, can I play here? Now, I want to. What if they take, and I take, and they take with the knight? Why does this not work? I take, they take. Ah, and I get the queen back. I see. They have to go there. Takes, 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 and am I just winning? Yes. Okay. So this is very important for me to look at because this has happened a few times lately where I thought I could play this, but then I was like, wait, no, that doesn't work. But it does work because if they take here, they lose. They lose right here because of this. Pretty much, I don't know. This is pretty hard to find like over the board in the moment. But okay. So I didn't do that. I went here first. Then I went there. And then they actually traded. And now we're just in a Carlsbad structure, or I'm on the attacking side, or the king side attacking side, I should say. So they put their knight in the middle. Engine likes rook e8. Normal moves, not as much this. The engine hates that they took. And here, I'm starting to think like, oh, can I get some sort of mate threats? And I'm trying to find stuff in f5. Kind of shuts all of my sack ideas down, unfortunately. And then here, I'm winning by a fair amount, according to the engine. And this move equalizes. Okay. Engine likes bishop f6 to hit this a second time. Make it hard to deal with. Now I'm back to being ahead. And here is where I went this move when I'm wondering if I should have just played this. The engine says this isn't that great. I mean, they said, yeah, if they take back, it's phenomenal and you win. But why would they take back? Well, they could do any number of other moves, such as attack the queen, such as push the pawn. So, yeah. So this is a fine move. This is all good. And then here, I'm making all the best moves. That was not a great move. I agree. It looked terrible. And now I'm winning. The engine's like, you're winning by a lot. Take the rook and move on. We traded rooks. We traded rooks. And then this was a pretty big error because I could take. And then this was a giant error because now I can trade and I'm clearly winning. I'm up 4 pawns to 2. There's gotta be a win here. And I managed to throw it into draw territory, I guess. I don't know. I thought I was winning here. I thought I saw a plan. The engine still loves this. The engine says it's -7. And that this is over. And then I accidentally repeated moves and got a draw. But I don't know. This doesn't seem that easy. Okay, so from here, let's go through the engine moves here. Okay, so it says I should play King D4. Okay. And then what if the king goes back? And then now I should start shuffling my bishop. Okay. King goes up. I move my bishop. The king goes back again. And now what? How do I make progress? King C3. Okay. This is that idea I was looking at, but I thought if he was there, it didn't work. So let's just say he goes back. Here. And this is a win. This does work. A4. They take. And now... Oh. Yeah. Of course. This does work. Okay, so that's what happened. I saw this whole thing. I saw it here. I saw it here, and I went, what? Oh, that doesn't work. This actually hangs the pawn. I need the king here. But if I have the king here, then he can just back up, and it doesn't work. But if they take the pawn, then I just take here, and I got the pass pawn that I wanted. And now this they can't defend. They're going to have to sack the bishop for this pawn. And then they're going to lose, right? Then it's over. Oh man, that's really hard. That's really hard. I feel like I played a pretty good game. I took us into a situation where I should be able to win it, and at the end, I one basically tactical mistake, and it wasn't even like a game over thing, right? It was like I imagine I would have worked out something eventually, but the accidental perpetual or accidental repetition in then this game, and I didn't think we were quite there. So I think that's the biggest takeaway is that once you get into an end game like this, randomly moving is not a great plan because you may accidentally get yourself in perpetual or in repetition zone. Like I didn't get to execute any of my plans. Look at this. I was like, I started to execute it, I went the other way. And I started to execute it, I went the other way. And then it was like, oh, now it's a draw. That's repetition. And it was like, already? Already it's repetition? Like I had in my head, I had gone like all the way up here, and we weren't even close to repetition. So that is a very frustrating end. And why chess can be absolutely maddening, right? You can play a really good game, you can be up 2 pawns in an end game, have some semblance of a plan, and then accidentally give away repetition. So, there you go. That is another episode of The Road to 2200. A tough one to be sure.